Hello everybody, the Board Game Man here. In today's episode, we are going vintage. Back to the year 1972. Wonderful, wonderful 3M bookshelf series game called Point of Law. Now in this game, you read off 10 different court cases. And each of you needs to try to guess which one you think the court decision was for. Now there's also a fair decision as well that you get points for, but obviously it's less points than what you get for the court decision. Pretty fascinating little game. Let's head on over to the gamers table where I'm going to show you how to play Point of Law. All right, everybody, here we are at the gaming table, and here's Point of Law. Let's check it out. So here we are. We have the book, and you can see it's a pretty thick book here, actually. There's 100 cases in this book. So this game you can read for quite some time. And it also has, which is really nice, they have a preface in here, which kind of goes over how the game originated and how it came about. And then you have the instructions. Actually, there's a table of contents, kind of go over all 100 cases. Then you have the instructions and how the scoring goes, and then they actually have the actual cases right here. Then you have your little sheets you can write notes on, and then you can choose which one of the four, because after each case there's 4 different scenarios or 4 different decisions. You have to try to choose which one the court decided on. But there's 4 different scenarios, so you can actually kind of check mark which one you think it might be for the court decision. You have 2 of these pads that are double-sided. You also have a wax crayon, and it's hard to believe it's actually 50 years old. This game was in 1972. We're in 2022 right now, so pretty crazy. This crayon's actually 50 years old. And then you have the scoreboard. In this game, you read 10 cases, and whoever has the most points after 10 cases wins the game. Now on here, you're going to go ahead and write the case number down on the side here. You'll write the players' names across the top here, and then of course you got the total. You put down the scores of each player. And then whoever has the most points down here will win the game. Now let's go ahead and go over the scoring of how you score. So what you do is you're going to go ahead and take the book, and each player, I should say, has a chance to read the case, which is really nice. So say player 1 goes, okay, I'm going to go ahead and read the first case. You're going to decide which case you want to do. So what we can do is we can just show you the first one here. I'm not going to read anything. There's got no spoilers or anything like that. I'm definitely going to make sure I don't do that. This one's the case of the beautiful bookkeeper. Now, these cases are not very long. As you can see, you have this little page here, tad bit up here, and that's it. Then it goes over the 4 different answers, and you're going to choose, each player is going to choose which one you think the court decided on. There's also a fair decision, and the other 2 are poor decisions. Now, if you come up with the court answer, you would get 4 points for that round. You go ahead and place a 4 right there. If you go with the fair decision, then you would get 2 points for that round. And if you choose one of the 2 poor decisions, you get 0, nada. Now there is a little caveat, which is actually pretty cool, is if you went with the majority, you would get 1 point for going with the majority. So let's just say nobody picked the court, and 3 out of the 4 people chose the fair decision. What you would do is you would get 2 points for the fair decision, and you get that 1 extra point for going with the majority of the crowd. Same with the poor decision. Let's just say 3 out of the 4 of you chose a poor decision. Then you would get 0 points for that poor decision, but you would get 1 point for the majority. So you would manage to still squeeze out 1 point for that round if you had the majority. And that's pretty much how the scoring goes. Each player is going to choose a moderator, read a case, go over the 4 different answers, and then you're going to choose which one of those answers you believe the court went with. If you guess that right, you get 4 points. Fair is 2. Poor is 0, unless you went with the majority. Then you get 1 point for going with the majority. The winner after 10 of these cases wins the game. You go over all the points. Obviously, you share the victory if you have the same amount of points at the end of the game. You can also do teams, which I think would be really cool. If you had teams of 2 or teams of 3, then you would have to discuss amongst yourselves and come up with one unanimous decision for your team, which one you thought was there. What's actually really nice too is when you make your decision, you can kind of explain your decision. Now, this is the reason why I chose this. Da 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 da. And that's what makes for nice open discussion with friends and family. You can have a few laughs, and I think it's a great little game here. So that is Point of Law. Let's head on over to the game room, and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so my final thoughts on Point of Law. You know, what a cool game. Even though it was made back in 1972, I literally just picked up this game a couple days ago, so I have not played it yet. But you know what? I really feel this would be a really fun game. I think actually in teams. I think maybe teams of 2, maybe even teams of 3, depending on how many players you have. Then you have to discuss amongst yourselves to come up with a unanimous decision of which of those 4 you think the court did. And I also like that they actually have the majority points too. So in case nobody picked the court case, but you went with the majority of what everybody went with, then you still get points as well. So I think that's a pretty cool little caveat to the game too, is, maybe you didn't pick the court decision, but you know what? You went with everybody else. Everyone picked the same decision, even though you don't know that until everyone comes out with their answer. But I think that's pretty cool. And of course, if 10 cases is too many, maybe you want to do just 5. It just depends. I mean, you can house rule anything you want. Maybe you want to do a couple cases. Maybe you want to do 5. There is 100 cases in that book, which is pretty amazing. There's a 100 in there, so that's pretty cool too. So I will definitely give this a thumbs up. Just because, first of all, it's a 3M bookshelf game. And most of these games are really cool. They're really fascinating how they were really ahead of its time back in the day. This is one of those. This is a great game. I think it's a great way to have some laughs, discussion, to have different discussions. Well, remember this happened in that case, but don't forget this happened in that case. And I can see it going back and forth, and that's what this game is all about, is, getting to know your friends, getting to know, and then having some laughs at the same time, and then scoring points with each one of your decisions. I think that's a great concept. Hopefully I'll get to play this very soon. And you can see this is where the new home of it is, because I literally just purchased it a couple days ago. And I just got Executive Decision at the same time. So I'll be doing a review on this very soon too. So it's added to what has become the 3M bookshelf up here. So, but anyway, if you have the game, let me know. Let me know how it plays. Let me know if you like it, dislike it. This is probably maybe one of the little less known games of 3M, because I, as of this taping, don't see any videos on this game at all. I tried to look it up. I looked up 3M games. I looked up Point of Law. And I could not find any videos on this game. So I'm kind of excited that maybe I'm the first one to do an episode on this. Hey, why not? Cool. If that's true, then yay me. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you watching the episode. And like I said, if you have it, let me know what you think about it. Maybe you haven't heard about it. Maybe you thought, that might be kind of fun, and I'll go check it out. You can get it for a decent price. And until next time, everybody, thank you so much for watching, and happy gaming!